someone who interests himself in many things, I have recently discovered something fascinating which will probably interest you. As you maybe know, Sherlock Holmes has become somewhat of a celebrity these days. From the incredible BBC show to the movie starring Robert Downey Jr., Holmes has become an intriguing character to those who know about him. One of Holmes' most remarkable abilities is his sense of deduction and his ability to see through everyone in seconds. Incredible, isn't it? And what if I told you that you could be just like Sherlock and see through people, deduce their jobs, see what they had been doing just before, and much more? Of course, to be on the same level as Sherlock Holmes is near impossible, for he is a character and never existed, and most of his deductions are used as a plot device, which is near impossible to recreate in real life. But I can introduce you to the basics of deduction. Let's get right into it. First of all, to make a good deduction, it requires a great deal of observation. If you do not observe, you shall not make any deduction. Holmes even states himself to Watson that he sees but does not observe. Observing is a skill that needs to be practiced. When you have time, just look around you and try noticing discrete details about people around you whilst not trying to look like a stalker. Observing is to be practiced, of course, and is an essential part to become a good deducer. After that comes the actual knowledge. Knowledge is complementary to observation. If you observe without knowledge, you cannot deduce, and if you have knowledge without observing, it's not going to work either. Knowledge is the fact of reaching a conclusion from an observation. For example, if someone is limping, we know they have a sore leg. That is an easy deduction, but with practice you can become much better. The observation is the limp, and the knowledge is that the limp comes from a sore leg. How do you learn knowledge, you might ask? Well, it is simple. Every action you make, ask yourself, how can someone deduce what I've been doing? And try to find a piece of evidence to demonstrate the claim. So it's a deduction, but upside down to state it simply. For example, I have a pool at my home, and when I get out of it, I notice that my shoulders are more tan than the rest of my body because I stay more time with my head and shoulders above the water than into the water. So, if you see someone with wet hair and tan neck and shoulders, they probably have a pool. Note on the emphasis I put on probably, because with deductions you are never certain to be right, which is why when you make a deduction, don't think it's an absolute truth, because people may just laugh at your face. The last thing I must talk to you about is the balance of probability. When you aren't absolutely sure of something and that you don't have the piece of evidence that absolutely demonstrates your claim, you can use a technique called the balance of probability. For example, if someone has a packet of 10 sweets and he sets 8 on the table and they are of black color, you don't see the 2 remaining, but you can deduce that the 2 remaining are also black without being absolutely sure of it. When you are more likely to be right than wrong, you are allowed to use the balance of probability. In the end, you might be wrong, but you are more likely of being right. Deductions can be easy or very hard depending what they are. But in the end, when you know where to start a deduction, all you need is practice. That is why I am going to help you all to become true deducers. One of my favorite subreddits of all time is r/the science of deduction. This subreddit is a place where narcissistic people show their wealth, and as an excuse to show their wealth, they tell members to try and deduce the character of the person. No, I'm joking, of course. People are just curious what can be deduced from their room and frankly understanding. I've never posted on this subreddit, but I wonder if they would have the skill to trace me back to this YouTube channel. Anyway, this subreddit is made to train our deductive skills. Together, we shall try and deduce someone's personality by his possessions. This is the post made by user Huge Penguin on the subreddit. This is a photo of his or her closet. The person is probably a woman, judging by the leather handbag on the top left corner and the clothes with flowers drawn on it. At first I hesitated on the gender of the person because she also has clothes that are often associated with men, but as we can see that they are also girls' clothes, we can deduce that she lives with her boyfriend or husband. Judging by the small poster at the back of the closet, we can deduce that she has a passion for anime. About her nationality, nothing is really certain, but if you look closely, the grey bag on top of the closet has Nike written on it. That, of course, is a part of a brand's name. You can probably make Google researches from which country this brand comes from, but I'm too lazy, and it can be quite safely assumed that she comes from Europe, and more specifically northern country, judging by the umlaut. Of course, that reduces the list of countries by a lot, but the list of countries still remains quite wide. Sweden, Norway, Germany, Austria, Poland, Finland, and many others. The deduction is not very specific, I grant you, but in deduction, guessing is the worst thing to do. I could pick any random country from that list I just gave you to seem smart, but there's no way of knowing if I'm right or wrong, and the probability that I could be wrong is much higher than the one that I could be right, so I prefer to stop there. Now, we can safely assume that this person owns some sort of small animal. At the bottom of the closet, we can see a sort of plate with a cup to hold water in it next to it. This is where we are going to use the balance of probability. A European girl is more likely to have either a cat or a dog than exotic animals such as small monkeys, chickens, or other animals that would be uncommon in a Northern European girl's home. So it is either a cat or a dog. Which could it be? Well, if you once again use a balance of probability, we can assume that it is a dog, since cats are more likely to have a litter next to where they eat and sleep. I am only making assumptions using the balance of probability, but it is statistically more probable for you/Huge Penguin to have a dog rather than a cat, a very small dog. The evidence of animal food just above the plate reinforces my claim. We can also deduce the obvious, that this person is very messy. She has clothes lying everywhere around and stuff all over the place. That deduction is quite easy. Her financial situation is okay, but she is not rich. She is in middle class, I would say, judging by the clothes and bags which cannot be afforded by a poor person, but not what a richer person would wear. In terms of her age and personality, we can deduce from her anime enthusiasm the fact that she poses on Reddit and the fact that she lives with her boyfriend, that she is in her 20s, I would guess. 30s is also possible, but less likely. Personality is rather introverted, I would say, from the messy clothes all around the room. After that, there is not much else we can deduce. I can't see any religious factors, other hobbies, sport, musical instruments, etc. We could probably see for ourselves on her Reddit timeline, but that would be cheating. Let's see what the comments have to say about it. You/Cinder Queen says that this person is a female but tomboy, which is confirmed by the poster himself. Young adult or late teens? I personally was more inclined to say young adult, and I am glad that I was right. Students? I don't see it, because no books and no bags that are susceptible of carrying school books. Average weight and height, yes, I guess for her age. Possibly small dog or cat. I was frankly thinking about a dog, but I must confess that I am quite surprised that she has both. Probably should have deduced that, seeing that she feeds her cat in the closet, probably to protect it from the dog. After that, she confirms to the person that she is indeed atheist, which I have not seen any evidence to prove that, so I guess lucky shot for her. Comments after that state that she has a lot of clothes that she doesn't need, and she has difficulty putting useless clothes in the rubbish. That had not occurred to me, but I guess well done to those who noticed that. Not a perfect deducer, and it's very hard to be perfect like Holmes, as I said before. Well, Anyway, this is going to wrap up this video. It was very interesting. I hope you enjoyed, and it would be great if you could leave a like and subscribe to help me out. See you all next time.